morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, and you're watching the best darn show on television. That's Mass Appeal. I'm Seth.
I'm Ashley. Hey, I can't believe summer is winding down.
It's the bummer, isn't it?
It is such a bummer that summer's winding down.
I think they call August the dog days.
They do?
They do.
Oh.
The dog days of summer.
I saw mums outside of the grocery store. I said, it's not mum time.
No.
It's too soon,
I
right?
don't know. When is mum time?
I feel like that's like September, right? When it's like hardy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe we can ask the Green Thumb Guru.
Yeah. We have Master Gardener, the Green Thumb Guru himself, Ed Sourdiffe. You have August planting tips today, but first, can we talk mums for a second? When do mums come up?
Well, they were growing them all summer, and they were pinching them, and now they're starting to bloom, and they are bringing them out. I personally also think it's a little early for that. They seem more fall-y, but they put them out because they're really good with frost, and they can go way into the season.
Because they're hardy.
So maybe next month we start buying our mums?
Well, that's up to you. If you really like mums, buy them now.
But for now, we're talking about August gardening tips because, you know, whether your garden's looking great or whether it's full of weeds, there's still things that we need to do. So let's start by talking about watering. What watering do we need to keep in mind?
Well, August is traditionally one of our hottest months in New England, so you really want to keep up with your watering. It depends on, you know, if you get at least an inch of rain a week, then you're all right. But if you don't, you really want to put the water on your vegetables and on your flowers in your lawn about an inch. And a good way to figure out what to do with that is even an old milk jug here. Seth, if you want to cut this up here.
Okay.
So you take a milk jug and you just will cut it up or cut it open.
You're trusting him with that?
We're cool. There we go. There we are.
Well, I'm going to have you use the marker. So then you just cut it open. And I like the milk jug actually because it's translucent like this. And you can actually see it, and there's still water in it, as you can see.
Good. Just needed a good cleaning anyway.
There you go. And so then that's ready to go. So you pick something like that. And then actually I would put it on a little stand like this. And I would even weigh it down with a rock, just so it doesn't blow away. And then you can just draw a nice thick magic marker line about an inch up if you'd like to.
Like right about here?
Yeah, wherever you think an inch is.
So that's how you know where it is.
Yeah, and then from afar, you put this out when you start your sprinkler, and then from afar, you'll be able to see if the water comes up to that level. So you don't have to go right up to it all the time to check it.
Now, if people have plants or bushes that are towering high, are we trying to still get the rain at the soil level, or the rain or the sprinkler, or is it okay if it gets on the plants this time of year?
Well, if you do, it depends on the plant. Tomatoes, you never want to put it on their leaves because they just don't like that. A lot of diseases will come, and if you splash up the surface of the soil on tomatoes, they don't like that either.
They're picky.
Yeah, they can be. They're really
sensitive.
a tropical plant.
Yeah, they're sensitive plants.
Yeah, but you get good things from a tomato, so they're worthwhile.
Yeah.
So you would want to not splash them, but other things you can. And usually people actually will water in the morning, so you have all day for it to dry off before the evening comes, and that's when you would get funguses if they were wet overnight.
Oh,
so that's why you do that.
Well, I did it completely the wrong way yesterday. Let's talk deadheading.
Okay, deadheading is basically, you can see this plant doesn't look that great anymore. It's a nice dahlia, but now it's kind of really gone by. All through the season, if you really want to make your plants have more flowers, if they're annuals or perennials or anything, you want to actually deadhead. And so you want to get into the plant. I have a shears here, and I go all the way down to get rid of this entire stem because this entire stem will not bloom again. And so when I went down to one of these divisions here, there'll actually be more branching coming out, more flower buds. So
how long will it take for more buds to come out?
Well, you would fertilize it, and it'll be a couple more weeks. There's already some actually in here starting.
Oh, yeah.
So when you take off the old ones, the important thing that you're doing, all the plants want to do is produce seeds. That's what the flower's about. And when they produce seeds, they say, I'm all done, I don't need to do anything else, so the flowers get smaller and smaller. So if you keep deadheading, they'll say, I got to produce these seeds, and they'll keep putting out the flowers. So that's what you want to do.
Oh, I was wondering that because I have lilies and they're all gone. And I said, oh, that's it for my lilies. That's not the case. I just have to deadhead, right?
Well, it depends on the lily. Like an annual will just keep putting out a lot of flowers. Some perennials just have a certain season. But still, I would deadhead them too because instead of putting the energy into the plant and the roots, it's actually producing seeds again. And you don't need that and you don't want that.
Okay.
And we have under a minute left, so let's talk about more picking. We want to pick early and often so that we can get more of our vegetables.
Yes, it's the same thing as with deadheading. All summer long, if you have fruit on the vine and it's getting too big, the plant is thinking it's going to be putting out seeds again, and it's going to just stop producing for you. So even if you're not going to eat that thing and you just want to give it to the neighbors or whatever you want to do, just pick it. If it's too big, put it in the compost pile. And then you'll get some fresh, little, smaller cucumbers that you really want. You'll get a lot more vegetables from whatever you're doing.
Very cool, so pick. Now, lastly, What about ponds?
If you have a koi pond or any kind of fish in your yard, small pond, August is very hot time of year, and when the water warms, it loses oxygen. So you should probably, if you see your fish at the surface ever, you should probably actually get something like this, an aerator, and just plug it in. It'll actually put a lot of bubbles in the pond, a lot of oxygen. The fish will be happier, healthier. And if you find any debris in the bottom, like some old leaves or anything, you want to get those out too, because as those rot and decay, they use up oxygen too.
Oh.
So you'll keep your fish healthier.
These are great tips. Ed, thank you so much. It's going to make August a lot prettier, people's lawns and gardens out there. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Ed. Always nice to have you here.